Look, have you ever heard of the archangel Raphael? If not, sit down and history will come. This guy is like a jack of all trades, you know? He is the angel that God sends when things are on fire, like the firefighter in paradise. He specializes in healing, resolving issues and, get this, even arranging marriage. Do you want to know how an angel ends up being a tourist guide and a love counselor at the same time? Let me tell you this saga in 3 parts. Okay, so let's dive into the first part of our friend Raphael's story. Imagine that God is there on the throne, looking at Earth, and sees Tobias, a guy who has a blind father and a somewhat messed up life. God thinks, I'm going to send Raphael to solve this, he's good at these missions. And there goes Raphael, disguised as some traveler, like a celestial backpacker. He comes to Tobias and says something like, let's go on this road trip. I'll help you with the troubles. Along the way, they come face to face with a giant fish, because, of course, nothing normal ever happens on these missions. Then Raphael tells Tobias to catch the fish and use some parts of it to cure his father later. That's right, the angel was already in the DIY vibe of healing your father with this fish liver here, everything will be fine. Tobias, without understanding much, just follows the game. After all, when a guy who shines brighter than the sun speaks, you obey, right? Now that they were on the road and with a giant fish on the menu, Raphael decided to show that his skills go far beyond curing blindness and hunting fish. Sometime soon, they arrive in a city and meet Sarah, a girl who had a little problem. All her husbands died on their wedding night. It wasn't a romantic coincidence, of course. He was a demon who didn't know how to deal with rejection and would eliminate any suitor. Then, Raphael looked at Tobias and thought, this one is going to be the brave one this time. But before Tobias thought about making an excuse, like, oh, I think I'm fine without getting married, thanks, Raphael already had a plan in place. He said, relax, kid, I have a trick up my sleeve. Use the liver of the fish we caught to make an esoteric smoke and by devil. Easy. And didn't it work? Tobias did the fish magic and the demon ran faster than an angel late for the heavenly meeting. In the end, Sarah and Tobias got married and, for the first time, the wedding didn't turn into an episode of a horror movie. All thanks to Raphael, the angel who, in addition to curing blindness, could now also boast of being an excellent love counselor. But first, I need to ask you. Are you enjoying it? Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos and leave a like. After all this chaos with demons, fish and weddings, do you think Raphael would stop there? None of that. Now that Tobias was married and had his love life sorted out, it was time to take care of his father-in-law. Tobias's father, Tobit, was still there, with his blindness, without even imagining what was going on. And that's when Raphael arrives to show that the real miracle was not getting married, but rather giving back the old man's vision. Remember that fish liver that Raphael ordered to be saved? Well, the angel turned to Tobias and said, it's time to do that magic again. Take the liver, rub it on your father's eyes and wait for the shine. Tobias, already an expert in weird procedures, did everything exactly right and bam. Tobit immediately saw again. I bet the old man thought he was dreaming. At this point, Raphael was like, mission accomplished, guys. He revealed his identity as an archangel, gave that speech about me being part of a greater plan. God sent a zap to let me know that he needed to give me a hand here, and he left in style. Tobias and his family were stunned, kind of like, wow, was the tour guide an angel the whole time? And so, with a fish, a wedding and a miracle under his belt, Raphael returned to heaven, probably for a new mission where he would have to be a doctor, cupid or celestial chef because when it comes to the archangel Raphael, he does a bit of everything. So that's it. The archangel Raphael's saga ends here, and we realize that this guy isn't just any angel, he's like the handyman from heaven. The guy solves blindness with fish liver, organizes demonic weddings and even comes out looking elegant, revealing that he was God's special envoy all along. If you thought that angels were just playing harps and floating around, here's proof that they have a much busier job. In the end, Raphael is the kind of angel you would call to solve any problem. And, after this story, it becomes clear that when he appears, there is always a giant fish involved and a guaranteed miracle. Now, someday you'll come across a heavenly backpacker out there, better follow his tips, right? You never know if it's an angel in disguise. So that's today's video, I hope you liked it. See you in the next story.